In the heart of Fresno, California, beneath the watchful gaze of the towering trees, lies the shadowy enigma of Lost Lake Recreation Area. Whispers, laden with an icy chill, slither through the air like restless spirits, weaving through the dense foliage as if pleading to be heard. Once a sanctuary revered by the native Indians' Wakichi band of Yokuts, this land now cloaks itself in secrecy, its soil teeming with buried truths that even the bravest souls dare not unearth. Legend tells of ancient rituals performed beneath the moonlit canopy, where the boundaries between the living and the dead blur into obscurity. The spirits of the past, tethered to this cursed ground, roam the shadows, their mournful cries echoing across the still waters of the lake. Those who dare to venture into the depths of Lost Lake risk becoming ensnared in the sinister web woven by these restless souls, forever lost to the realm of the macabre. At twilight, when the last rays of sunlight fade into oblivion, the tranquility of Lost Lake gives way to a palpable sense of dread. Shadows dance upon the water's surface, twisting and contorting into grotesque shapes, while unseen whispers echo through the rustling leaves, taunting the living with their cryptic messages. It is said that the very earth itself is tainted by the darkness that resides within Lost Lake. The soil, once rich and fertile, now crumbles beneath the weight of centuries-old secrets, each grain bearing witness to the atrocities committed in the name of power and greed. And at the heart of it all lies the lake itself, a murky abyss that swallows all who dare to peer into its depths, their souls consumed by the insatiable hunger of the unknown. But perhaps most chilling of all are the tales of those who have glimpsed the other worldly entities that call Lost Lake home. Specters, their ethereal forms flickering in and out of existence, drift through the mist-shrouded trees, their hollow eyes filled with a longing for release. It is said that those who lock eyes with these phantoms are forever cursed, their fates intertwined with the restless spirits that haunt this cursed land. And so, Lost Lake remains a forbidden realm, its secrets guarded by the shadows that dance upon its shores. Those who dare to venture into its depths do so at their own peril, for within its murky waters lies a darkness that hungers for the souls of the living. In the year 1852, Charles Converse founded the Converse Ferry near the north end of the campground, setting off a chain of eerie events. Later, Converse also built the first Fresno County courthouse at Millerton Lake. The ferry, eventually renamed Friant, played a pivotal role in Lost Lake's history. The term Lost Lake stems from a gravel pit created in the late 1930s during the construction of Friant Dam. During excavation, 357 pounds of gold, worth $200,000, were discovered in Lost Lake. Today, that gold would be valued at $7.36 million, adding to the lake's mysterious allure. Legends tell of the gold fever that gripped the land as miners delved into the earth, unaware of the darkness they would awaken. It was here, amidst the rubble and silt, that the glimmering temptation of gold lured them deeper into the abyss. 357 pounds of it, a fortune cursed by greed and bathed in blood. The gold's value was not merely measured in dollars, but in the toll it exacted from those who dared to covet it. Today, Lost Lake stands as a magnet for the curious and the bold, drawn by its siren song of mystery and danger. Yet, beneath the guise of natural beauty, lies a realm where the veil between worlds grows thin. Visitors tread lightly, their senses attuned to the unseen forces that linger just beyond the edge of perception. Lost Lake is not merely a place of leisure, it is a realm where the past refuses to remain buried and the present is haunted by the echoes of forgotten souls. Whispers permeate the air, weaving tales of the uncanny and the inexplicable. Some dismiss them as mere fantasies spun by idle minds, but those who have glimpsed the truth wear expressions of dread etched upon their faces. In the depths of Lost Lake, where the waters mirror the darkness of the human soul, the line between reality and nightmare blurs, and the chilling embrace of the unknown beckons to those who dare to venture into its depths. One such unsettling event revolves around the sighting of what appeared to be a mysterious boy, the native boy of Lost Lake. His tale is tragic, his presence a chilling reminder of days long past. Described as an Asian descendant, standing about 4 feet tall, clad only in swim trunks, he haunts the shores of Lost Lake with an enigmatic aura. The spooky tale of the Frog Boy of Lost Lake begins. It was a cold and misty evening at Lost Lake, a secluded body of water surrounded by dense fog and whispered local legends. As the sun descended, casting an eerie burnt orange glow across the sky, two fishermen, John and Richard, set up their tent by the water's edge, lured by the promise of capturing the elusive trout said to inhabit its depths. John sighed contentedly as he kindled a campfire, the flames casting dancing shadows upon their makeshift campsite. "Nothing like a cold Bud Light by the lake, huh, Richard?" he remarked, offering his friend a can. Richard accepted with a grateful nod, the crisp sound of the can opening breaking the silence of the forest. "You got that right, John," he replied, taking a long sip. "Here's to a night of good fishing and even better stories." With their drinks in hand, the two men settled down, their voices mingling with the haunting melody of water against the shore and the distant mournful calls of unseen creatures. As they exchanged tales of past adventures amidst the wilderness, little did they know that their own tale was about to take a chilling turn. Hours passed, with only the sound of water lapping at the shore and the distant hoot of an owl. Suddenly, Richard's line jerked violently. Thinking he'd caught a big one, he began reeling in with all his might. But instead of feeling the familiar tug of a fish, he felt a resistance unlike anything he'd ever experienced. "What in the world?" Richard exclaimed, struggling with the rod. John leaned in, squinting into the darkness. "What do you see, Richard?" "It's not a fish, John. Something's pulling back. Something big," Richard replied, his voice tinged with uncertainty. As Richard pulled harder, the water began to churn, and a large webbed hand emerged, gripping his line. The two fishermen stared in disbelief as a creature began to rise from the depths. "Sweet mother of... what is that thing?" John gasped, his heart pounding in his chest. It's it's like no fish I've ever seen," Richard stammered, his hands trembling as he struggled to maintain his grip on the rod. The creature, approximately 4 feet tall, had slimy green skin, bulging eyes, and a frog-like face. Its body was humanoid, but covered in amphibian-like scales. Horrified, John reached for his flashlight and aimed it at the creature, revealing its full form. It blinked against the light, its enormous eyes reflecting an eerie glow. "Richard, let go of the line," John shouted, his voice quivering with fear. But Richard was frozen in place, his eyes locked onto the creature. After what felt like an eternity, but was probably only a few seconds, the creature let out a deep, guttural croak and retreated into the water with Richard's line. The two men, still in shock, quickly packed up their gear and left. Forever changed by their haunting encounter, they left Lost Lake that night with a story they could never share, bound by the weight of their secret and the echo of a croak that would haunt their dreams. They vowed never to return to Lost Lake and rarely spoke of their encounter, fearing no one would believe them. Since then, tales have circulated about the Frog Boy of Lost Lake. While many dismiss it as just another legend, those who have experienced similar chilling encounters know better. There are numerous eerie accounts recount peculiar occurrences at Lost Lake featuring strange sightings. During one instance, a witness and their sister-in-law were fishing late into the evening near a designated Lost Lake beach area. The witness recounted shining their flashlight across the water onto an island and observing a mysterious figure moving amidst the brush. Initially mistaken for a coyote, the figure's size quickly disproved this assumption. Upon closer inspection, it revealed itself as a young Asian boy, approximately 4 feet tall, clad only in swim trunks and appearing pale. As the flashlight beam landed on the boy, a loud splash emanated from the water, prompting a search that yielded no trace of the boy. This unsettling encounter prompted both witnesses to hastily depart, never to return. In another chilling encounter involving other witnesses, they found themselves once more fishing under the veil of night, this time near the decrepit remnants of a broken bridge deep within the park's shadows. As they exchanged hushed whispers in the darkness, their senses heightened by the eerie stillness, they suddenly became aware of a looming presence in the water. A colossal figure, shrouded in darkness, emerged from the depths and began a silent, ominous approach toward the shore. Upon reaching the muddy banks, the figure stood motionless, its silhouette a stark contrast against the moonlit waters. Time seemed to stand still as the witnesses held their breath, transfixed by the looming specter before them. Then, with a suddenness that sent shivers down their spines, the figure rose up on 2 unnaturally elongated limbs, its movements disturbingly humanoid. Despite the veil of darkness obscuring its features, an overwhelming sense of dread washed over the witnesses as they beheld the creature's unsettling form. With a collective gasp, they hastily gathered their belongings, their hearts pounding with primal fear. As the creature, its presence suffused with malevolence, slithered back into the murky depths from whence it came, the witnesses fled in terror, haunted by the chilling encounter they had just witnessed, knowing that they had glimpsed something far beyond the realms of the natural world. This sequence of events, unfolding in such close succession and observed by multiple witnesses, invites further investigation, opening the door to a plethora of potential interpretations. Initially, one might find themselves inclined toward skepticism when confronted with the authenticity of these encounters, especially in a world where rationality often serves as the default lens through which we view the inexplicable. However, the intricate web of local legends enshrouding Lost Lake, interwoven with numerous accounts of spectral apparitions and enigmatic phenomena, challenges any hasty dismissal of these occurrences. Indeed, Lost Lake has long been whispered about in hushed tones, its tranquil surface masking a deeper, darker reality. The very air seems to hum with the weight of unseen forces, and those who have lingered too long along its shores speak of an eerie sense of being watched, of unseen eyes peering out from the depths. Moreover, amidst the whispers of legends and ghostly sightings, the tragic tales of past events lend credence to the possibility of something truly otherworldly residing within the lake's depths. The story of the young Asian boy who met his untimely end at Lost Lake serves as a poignant reminder of the darker currents that flow beneath its serene exterior. Could it be that his restless spirit still lingers, tethered to this earthly realm by the weight of his unresolved sorrows? As the moon casts its ethereal glow upon the waters of Lost Lake, illuminating its hidden depths with a ghostly light, one cannot help but wonder about the connection between these haunting apparitions and the tragedies of the past. Perhaps, just perhaps, the answers lie not in the realm of logic and reason, but in the murky depths of the human soul, where the boundaries between the living and the dead blur and intertwine in an eternal dance of light and shadow. Years later, after the chilling encounters at Lost Lake had become ingrained in local folklore, a YouTuber named Detective Mocha embarked on a daring quest to uncover the truth behind the legend. Armed with his camera and a relentless curiosity, Detective Mocha delved deep into the heart of the mystery surrounding Lost Lake. With each step he took along the tranquil shores, Detective Mocha felt the weight of history pressing down upon him, the whispers of the past echoing in the gentle rustle of the wind through the trees. Setting up his equipment, he interviewed locals, eager to capture their first-hand accounts of strange happenings and eerie sightings. Though he found no definitive evidence during his initial investigations, Detective Mocha's encounters with those who claimed to have witnessed the Frog Boy were chillingly convincing. Their stories echoed the same themes of fear and disbelief, each adding a layer of complexity to the enigmatic legend. Undeterred by the lack of concrete proof, Detective Mocha continued his exploration, spending countless nights camping near the lake's edge, his camera poised to capture any sign of the elusive creature. As the moon cast its ghostly light upon the waters, he scanned the darkness, his senses heightened by the anticipation of the unknown. Despite his efforts, the Frog Boy remained elusive, a shadowy figure lurking just beyond the reach of his lens. Yet, with each passing day, Detective Mocha felt himself drawn deeper into the mystery, his fascination with the legend driving him to uncover the truth, no matter the cost. As his investigations gained traction online, Lost Lake once again became a focal point of curiosity and intrigue. Visitors flocked to its shores, eager to catch a glimpse of the legendary Frog Boy for themselves, while others remained wary, heeding the warnings of those who had encountered the creature firsthand. To this day, Lost Lake remains a place of mystery and fascination, its waters shrouded in secrets and its shores haunted by the echoes of the past. And though Detective Mocha's quest may have ended without definitive answers, the legend of the Frog Boy continues to captivate imaginations, ensuring that Lost Lake will forever hold a place in the annals of supernatural lore.